Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be playing my TBR game, Field of Reeds for August 2026, which is wild. So let's go ahead and get into it. I first want to start by saying how I did last month. I had 9 books on the TBR, so let's see if I was able to complete it. As a reminder, if I win my TBR, I get to use a 20-sided die and I don't have to take a punishment prompt. And if I do not win my TBR, I have to use a 12-sided die on the board and use and do have to take a punishment prompt. So let's see how I did. I did not finish in May. So in June, no, I did not finish in June. So in July, I did have to take a punishment prompt. And for that, I had chosen the Ornithologist Field Guide to Love. I did read this. The next thing happened that we landed on a prompt card. The prompt card is Camden Yards, read the most anticipated book on your TBR. For that, I chose Carl's Doomsday Scenario. I have started this and I will finish this by the end of the month for sure. So I'm on chapter 5. I read this in like one sitting, about 50 pages, and it's only like 370 or something like that. So I fully intend to finish this today and tomorrow. Like, there's nothing else that's happening except me reading this book because it's so good. I just love the series so much that like I knew once I started it, I wouldn't be reading anything else. So that's kind of why I waited, but there's a few days left. Today is Tuesday. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday left in the month. So yeah, I have 4 days. I'll be finishing that. No problem. The next thing that happened was yes, we landed on the popcorn bucket and I pulled out the Shadow of Gods, or it might be Shadow of the Gods. I'm not really sure. It's on the screen right now. It's by John Gwynne. I did not read this, unfortunately. So we will be putting that back into the popcorn bucket. Also, last time I'm a Red Sox fan. And so like, I love baseball and all that. And I said like, our team stinks, but guess what? Our team does not stink anymore. Hello. That's amazing. Also, there is a Nationals fan who commented on the last video. If you're watching this video again, let me know how you feel about the Connolly Early Curtis Mead trade. I'm undecided about it. I think it's really hard to tell how that's going to work out for both of our teams, but yeah, let me know what you think. You said you were a Nats fan in the last one. So, that was the last team we played before we went on this like incredible run. Anyway, next I got another prompt card, which is to read a book that matches the season. For that, I picked The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, which is a baseball book. It's not a baseball book, it's a horror, but there's a baseball theme in it. And I did not read this. However, I do believe I will be finishing this in one sitting in one day. The plan for that is Friday, so I think I'll be able to complete this book, but whether or not I do by the end of the month doesn't really matter because I already lost by not reading The Shadow of the Gods, so it doesn't really matter. But I do think I'll be able to read that one and earn the card. Next was I got another prompt card, and that was to read a book with a cartoon cover. For that, I chose Dolly All the Time by Annabelle Monaghan. I did not get to this one, and I will not be getting to it by the end of the month. Next, I got another prompt card. Lots of prompt cards. And this one was for Ballparks, Comerica Park, and read a book with enemies to lovers. I chose Ruthless Fae, which is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. I'm like 200 pages into this, and I did see that it was on sale on Audible for like $3, and I have a very long drive coming up on Thursday, so like 3 hours each way, and there's about 6 hours left on that audiobook. So I do believe I'll be able to finish this one as well and earn that card, so that's great. Next was read a book with a 5-word title. For that, I chose Seasons of Glass and Iron. I am on page 77. This is a collection of short stories, and some of the short stories I'm really liking, other ones I am not. So I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this by the end of the month and earn the card. However, I'm not going to like give up on this book, but I'm also not going to put pressure on myself to try to finish it in the next 5 days because I just don't think I'll enjoy it if I do that. I like to read like the short story every so often, and I think that's like how I'm enjoying the book the most, and that's really the most important part of all of this is to enjoy the books that I have. So if I don't read this every single day, I think that's okay because I don't think I'm going to earn the card, but I think that I will finish the book in August at some point. Whether I just get the motivation to read them all in one day, or whether I just keep like reading them like one every couple days as I have been, we'll see. But not going to be able to collect the card, unfortunately. The next one that I got was another card, and it was to read a sports romance or a book that features a sport in the plot. So I had picked In Her Own League. So I hadn't decided whether I was going to read Mile High first or if I was going to read this. That was kind of like my, you know, I left that up to fate or whatever I chose. Either way, I didn't get to it. I do really want to read this still, but I do think I want to read Mile High first and read those series before I get to this one, which is kind of sad because this is baseball, but 2 out of the other books are also baseball themed. But I also heard that Mile High is not very good and you have to get through that to get to the others. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have it on my Kindle yet, so it's not like a selection. I'll have to think about it. But I guess maybe if I get this card again, I'll be able to do that. I don't know. And then the last one was my free pick for finishing the game, and I picked The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. I did finish that book. That was my book club book. So based on that, we lost. Not that surprising. 9 books is a lot for me to read in a month. So far, I believe I've finished 7 this month, and I think I'll get up to 9, but 2 of those I were already half read from the month before. I finished Babel finally, and I had finished another one at the beginning of the month. Oh, Best Offer Wins, and both of those books were like half completed going into the month, so like, you know, if I have any half completed books, it doesn't matter. I lost. I should finish 9 by the end of the month, Dungeon Crawler Carl, maybe even 10, but we'll see. Okay, so I lost, which means I have to use the 12-sided die, and I have to take a punishment prompt. Before we take the punishment prompt and pick out the book for that, let me tell you the rules of the board. So it's a baseball field, and we go around and try to score 1 run, which means we just make it to home plate. There's different tiles, and I'm going to try to be a little more brief about this. So blank tile means that we choose a prompt card. There are 150 different prompt cards, and completing the collections give me new prizes, mostly new books. I am fully inspired by Sylvia at the Lord of the Reads. So Library Unbounded is her name, so definitely check her out. She's always linked in the description of this video, of these like TBR videos, but you'll find that that's pretty similar. If I land on a series tile, I have to pick one out of the series jar. These are all the series that I've started and haven't finished. TBR jar, I have to pick a book from the TBR jar. This is the TBR jar. It has a whole bunch of books. If you want to know what is in this TBR jar, check out this video. I feel like it's going to be on this side. Maybe this side. I don't know. Anyway, and then if I land on the bases, a couple of different things happen. First and second, I have to go back to start and pick a book out of the popcorn bucket. And if I land on third, I only have to go back to second because that's a blown saved and we're going to extra innings, and there's a ghost runner on second in baseball. So not only, I don't have to go all the way back to the start, but I do have to pick a popcorn bucket book. This contains all of the books that I own and have not read, either physically or digitally. So I think we're ready to pick my punishment prompt because I did not finish my TBR. We're getting a little low on them. These are prompts that were made by my boyfriend. He makes pretty difficult prompts, and yeah. Basically, I have to pick one of these if I don't finish my TBR. If I can fit that book onto a prompt later within the game, that's okay, but if I can't, it's just an extra book on the TBR. So let's open her up. They're shaped like tulips because that is my favorite flower. And let's see what the prompt is. A book set somewhere we visited together. Okay, so we've been to the Bahamas, we've been to Florida, we've been to most of the northeastern states, so Massachusetts, Rhode Island, we live in Connecticut, we've been to New York, Pennsylvania, Baltimore. A book somewhere we visited together. I'm quite tempted to just go back to Dolly All the Time because that's set in Rhode Island. And I feel like this is still like a summer book I definitely want to read. This does take place in Rhode Island, right? Yeah, Whitfield, Rhode Island. I think I'm just going to add this one back on because I do still really want to read this. I didn't get to any of my like summer romances, so I will add this one onto the TBR, and hopefully we can fit this into another prompt later. So, yay. Okay, let's go ahead and do the rolls, and in between each roll, I'll come in and tell you guys what book I'm picking, etc. So let's go ahead and get started with the game. Yay, exciting. I'm excited to see what books I'm gonna be reading in the month of August and how many. Hopefully not that many. Alrighty, we've got the game board all set up. So this is where I roll the die into. We're gonna use the 12-sided die, which is this one. This is our little game piece I've been using the last really just 1 month. It's just a baseball man that I found on the ground somewhere. So he goes here, we'll use him. Here are the prompt cards that I will not be able to earn this month. So I'm gonna just stick these back here in there. There's too many and they're too thick to really shuffle. So it is what it is. And then we've got TBR jar, series tile. And the popcorn bucket is way over here. Hopefully we don't need it. So let's go ahead and do the first roll and see what we get. Roll number 1 is that's a 9. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. TBR jar. So let's pick a book out of here, and whatever comes out, that's on the TBR. There might be things in here that I've already read. I really don't know. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Okay, I'm okay with that. That should be a good read. I haven't read a Frederick in a couple months, so this is great. Okay, roll number 1. We got the TBR jar, and of that came out Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I haven't read this yet. Oh, I like the look of some text messages because that makes things just go quicker. There isn't a lot of that, it looks like, but obviously heard amazing things about this. This will be my maybe 3rd Frederick Bachman book. I've read A Man Called Ova and My Friends. I don't know. I'm looking at there to be like, where is A Man Called Ova? Is it even on that shelf? Bachman should be on that shelf. Oh, yeah, there's nothing next to it. And I think the only other one. So this will be my 3rd. Very excited to read it. I really liked both of those books, so hopefully I will enjoy this one as well. I believe this one, yes, this has a really cool premise to it. So it's New Year's Eve and House Tricks estate agents are showing people an upmarket apartment when an incompetent bank robber rushes in and politely takes everyone hostage. For Annalena and Roger, busy buying up apartments to fill a hole in their marriage is something else to talk about. For Julia and Ro, panicky parents-to-be, it's yet another worry. Lonely bank manager Zara only came here for the view, while 87-year-old grandmother Estelle seems rather pleased by the company. As the police gather outside, the anxious strangers huddled within try to make the best of a very sticky situation, but it could be that they have a whole lot more in common than meets the eye. I think this sounds really good, so I'm really excited to read this one. Obviously has great reviews on the internet. So very excited about choice number 1, which is Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Roll number 2 is a 12. Oh, I think that might be bad. That might be bad. I can't really remember. Is this what happened last time? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I knew it. Okay, so we got caught stealing and we're out and we have to go all the way back home and pick from the popcorn bucket and start over. Why? Okay. At least we only had 1 book on the TBR before this happened. But all right, let's see what it is. This is literally every single book that I own and have not read. I don't take out ones that I've read, but I do add new ones when I buy new ones, either via Kindle or physically or whatever. So let's see what the book is. Just for the Summer. Okay, that is a 2nd book in a series that I haven't read the first one, which is something, it's blue, it's by Abby Jimenez. I'll put it on the screen. I haven't read that one yet, so I really can't read this yet, I think. This is the 3rd book, I think, in the series. So I'm gonna put that one aside and pick a different book because, you know, I don't know. Let's go for a pink one because the other jar is yellow. Let's see, what do we got? Sisters of Dune. This is Sisterhood of Dune. Let me just grab that book and see if that's something I think I can read right now, because I haven't finished Dune. So here's the book right here. I got it in an airport like so long ago. I believe this is like a prequel to Dune. I don't know whether I can read this yet or not. Looks like I read 13 pages on an airplane once. I'm just gonna pick again because I'm not sure, but I'm gonna look it up after I'm done filming this part and see, like, can I read Sisterhood of Dune before Dune I finish Dune or not? Like, I'm saying Dune so many times, but if I can, I will read that. If I can't, then I'll read whatever book comes out next. This is so complicated. The Fall of Five, again, I don't believe that's the next book in that series. Okay, hopefully we get one that I can actually do. Let's try this one. It is Children of Dune. Again, I haven't. What the heck is happening with Dune? If Dune Messiah came out, that it would be what we're on, but I'm not on that yet. So, okay. The Accidental Species. Okay, this is a nonfiction about evolution. So great, I will read this. I'm happy to read this, honestly. And yeah, I'll talk about it in the next clip. Okay, so roll number 2. We landed on a popcorn bucket and then chaos ensued. And the one that ended up coming out was The Accidental Species. This is a nonfiction about evolution, I believe. I'll put the picture on the screen right now. I can't remember the author, but it's around 300 pages, I think. Might be a little longer. I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely one I have and want to read. I like reading a nonfiction, especially a scientific one. So, yeah. Okay, we'll read that. That was a lot, but it's what happened. So, The Accidental Species, that's the second book on the TBR. All right, so that was just a whole ordeal. Roll a number 3 is a 4. So, yay. 1, 2, 3, 4. TBR jar again. Okay. I'm not getting a lot of choice this month, it seems. That is fine, I suppose. It is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I can read that for sure. Okay, so starting over, roll number 3, we landed on the TBR jar and pulled out The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I haven't read a Frida in a while. I think the only one I've actually read is The Housemaid. So, and I know all of her stuff is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm pretty sure I actually already have it downloaded. So, definitely excited to read this. I don't know a lot about it. From recollection, I'm not going to pull it up because I kind of want to go in a little more blind, is that this woman is dating a man and he turns out to be some sort of killer, I think. So that's really all I know. Could be completely off base. I don't know. But we're going to read The Boyfriend. That is the 3rd book on the TBR from the game. Technically, Dolly All the Time is already there. So, okay, number 4. Yes, roll number 4 is a 10. Okay, I like the big number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Series jar. My goodness, no choices at all this month. Please stand, sir. Okay, here's the series jar. What series are we continuing? Hopefully it is one I want to continue at the moment. If not, well, I don't really get a choice. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Oh my God. What the heck? That's fine, but why? Why so much Dune? Okay, Dune Messiah is the next one up. This is crazy. Oh my God. I can't make this stuff up, you guys. We got a series tile on our roll number 4, and what did we pull out? Dune. So we're gonna read the next book in the Dune series. Thankfully, this is a very short one, and I actually only have it on audio. So it's Dune Messiah, and yeah, it's great. This is perfect timing because I definitely want to see the movie this summer when it comes out, or the fall. I'm not entirely sure when the next Dune movie is coming out. Is it already out? I don't know. I see Zendaya doing all of the press stuff, but I think she's only done Odyssey and the new Spider-Man. I don't think it's come out yet. It might be later this summer, maybe this month. Is it out now? I don't know. Dune Messiah is the next book that we're gonna read. I am excited to read it. I've read the first one already. And I definitely remember what happened because there's been movies and I've watched them. And I just remember the book, so I don't need to reread Dune, thankfully. That was a very long book, but I read it over a year ago. But Dune Messiah, happy to do it. There was a lot. How does this happen? The coincidences that have to happen for those things to happen. What? Crazy. Okay.
Hey.
Crazy.
Roll number 5. Here we go.
It's an 8. I think that's safe, and it'll get me past second base, which is really important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, so close. All right, finally a prompt card where I can actually make some choices here. Oh wait, I just picked that one. I don't want to pick that again. Let's go with this one. Houston Astros, read a book with moons or stars on the cover. Okay, I can do that. Okay, so roll number 5, we landed on a prompt card finally, and I got the Houston Astros, which is read a book with moons or stars on the cover. For this, I'm gonna be picking The Naturalist Society by Carrie Vaughn. This is something I have to read for the Herkiad Anthology of Authors. I'm gonna be reading Dangerous Women at some point. Where that book is right now, I'm not entirely sure, but Carrie Vaughn is one of the authors in there, and she wrote this book called The Naturalist Society, and it has constellations on it. I believe, from my recollection, it is on Kindle Unlimited, so again, why I would choose it. It is about a woman who is an astronomer and has something to do with like discovery, and her husband dies, and she's not in a position, like the world she lives in doesn't allow women to have professional positions. So she needs to figure out how to get her like research and stuff out there in the world, but her husband's dead, so she can't do it through him anymore. So I'm pretty sure it's like a feminist book, but also like a fantastical kind of astronomy kind of book, I think. That's what I remember. It seemed really interesting to me. It's why I picked that one from Carrie Vaughn. She had a couple of other books, but this one just like was already on my list to read. So yeah, I'm gonna go with read a book with moon or stars on the cover, Houston Astros, and choose The Naturalist Society by Carrie Vaughn. Roll number 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 6. 11, that's great. That's fantastic. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me just count that to make sure it's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Thank goodness. Okay, we're past third base too. Oh wait, let's go from the middle this time. Positions, read a book that is intimidating. Okay, that's gonna take some thinking. Usually it's like a horror, which I don't really read, like outside of my comfort zone, or a long book. We'll see. All right, the next card that we got was Designated Hitter. Read a book that is intimidating. If you think of a designated hitter, their only job is to hit the ball, so they can be very intimidating, which is why I picked this prompt for this thing. This is a position on the field. Well, it's not really a position on the field because they're just in the dugout most of the time. But anyway, I might regret this, but I was looking through my shelves and was like, no, nothing's intimidating. I don't really feel like reading another horror because I'm about to read The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. That would be like my one intimidating genre. Our book club book doesn't really fit that. Other books that I had on my radar for this month don't really fit that. I'm kind of looking and I'm like, oh. Here's why it's intimidating, because it's so long. This is The Will of the Many by James Islington, or Islington, not sure. The great news is that I do have a copy of this on audio, so I will be able to listen to it and read it, and I think that should help with the time factor. It's just a very long book, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pick this one. I've heard amazing things about it. Somehow this copy is only 600 pages, although this is so many pages. I don't know how that's only 600, but it's like 664, something like that. I am excited to read this. I've heard amazing things about it. Like, this is just so good. And I think the chapters are relatively short. Yeah, they look relatively short. So I appreciate that. And I do have an audio copy. I will try to read most of it because I like to read epic fantasies, like imagine it all myself, and sometimes a voice can change how I'm feeling or thinking. So I will try to read this all by myself, but I do have a audio copy in case I'm struggling with it. So that's a good thing, but this is still quite intimidating to me. So that's the pick. I don't know why I'm doing that to myself, but I am.
All right. Oh, one rule that I forgot to say, because it never happens, if I land on home plate, like if I roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I can remove a book from my TBR. So let's see what it will be. No way. That's a 9. Oh my gosh, yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's amazing. Okay, this was a roller coaster of everything. So I get to remove any book I want from my TBR, plus I get to pick a free pick. So what the heck just happened? That was crazy. One was a free pick. So we'll talk about what I'm picking for my free pick first, and then the special thing that happens because I landed on home plate. But what I'm going to be going with is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I believe this is a fantasy, but it's a very different fantasy from Will the Many. And I don't think I have any other fantasies. I have like a cozy fantasy, science fiction, and a nonfiction. So there's a whole different bunch of genres. I think this will still work. I wanted to read this one this month anyway. I also have an audio copy of this, which is wild. Like, I don't usually listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I just happen to have the copies. Again, I'll be trying to read it like this because that's how I prefer to read. But if I need the audio copy, I can also utilize that. So, oh, I bought this at RJ Julia's on 10/19/2025 for $21.27. Oh, that's a nice bookmark from them. Anyway, yeah, I'll be reading this one. It covers a prompt that I will talk about later, so that's why I picked it, but I definitely had this on my radar for this month already, so yay. Now, I had to remove something because I landed on home plate, which is a great rule. I love this rule. It's actually happened twice, which I never expected it to happen again. So this is amazing. I love this so much for me. I am gonna remove the popcorn bucket book, which was The Accidental Species. I do want to read that book, but the chaos that ensued because of that, it's the perfect one to remove because I don't, some people are like, well, you should just read the first book in those other series that you picked or whatever. Let's just eliminate that discussion altogether. But I'm going to just remove the popcorn bucket pick and remove The Accidental Species from the TBR, which fantastic. I mean, I definitely still want to read that and maybe I'll still get to it, but it was already on my radar. It was something I might have picked anyway. So the TBR is my punishment book, which is Dolly All the Time. I couldn't fit this into either of the prompts that I could pick, so that's unfortunate. But hopefully I'll still be able to get to it. It is a book where my boyfriend and I have been together, Rhode Island. We've both been to Rhode Island together. We went to lunch there one time. It was nice. It's not too far from where we live, so Dolly All the Time, Rhode Island. Next was Anxious People. So that's the second book on our official TBR. Third book would have been The Accidental Species, but we're removing it. Next is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. That's book number 3. Book number 4 is somehow Dune, but it's Dune Messiah. So that's great. Next is The Naturalist Society by Carrie Vaughn. Exciting. I'm excited to read that one. Next was an intimidating read, which is The Will of the Many. So that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Yeah, 5th book on the TBR, I think. I'll count this again in a minute. And number 6 is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is my free pick. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 because it was 7 rolls plus my punishment minus 1 roll for landing on the plate. So 7. 7 is doable. I hope I'll be able to complete this one. Totally possible. I don't think I'm going to be starting the month in the middle of anything.
So I'll be able to have the full 31 days to focus on these reads. There are a couple of other books that I need to add on to the TBR, which we'll talk about right now for other challenges that I'm doing. I'm still doing Herkyed, and I'm trying to keep that more in my mind as I'm putting these TBRs together. So that's kind of why I picked the Naturalist Society as well. But there are other challenges that I do, mainly the buzzword cover and the, what is it called? The Read Good. So let me grab my notebook right here. So the, also my book club book. So we're reading The Measure by, we just had the meeting yesterday. It was my choice too. So we're reading The Measure. Basically, this is a like dystopian future where a woman opens up her door and there's a box that says when she'll die, and that happens to everyone in the world. And I think it has like some sort of a piece of string or something like that. That's what people were talking about last night. I don't really remember. But it seemed really interesting to me. So that is my book club book. I'll be reading it this month. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fit it into any of the prompts, which stinks because I really didn't have very many prompts or choices this month, but that's okay. Next is for buzzword is for group or club, which is why I chose Society, the Naturalist Society. I already had that on my radar to read this month. Really glad I was able to fit it in. Next was Damage on the cover. For the buzzword cover is Damage, and you can see there's like, you know, some like writing up here. It looks like it has damage on it. It doesn't have actual damage, but I think, you know, it's like a thing that looks like it has damage on it, which is why I picked this one. And then the last one I do need to add another book for, and it is the Read Good Challenge, and it is a book with a ghost in it. I have a couple of options. I'm going to show the one that I have physically because that's the one I'll probably try to go with. But Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, that's a Christmas book, but I have no problem reading a Christmas book right now. Soul Searching by Lila Sage. That is a first book in a new Lila Sage series. I've never read Lila Sage, so it might be a good option. And then I have this one, which is Crazy Spooky Love by Josie Silver. This is, has a ghost in it. So, right away, the freshly minted girl's ghost busting agency takes on his first case, grand old house. I think she can see ghosts. Yeah, and it's a romance with the reporter. So I think this will work for, has a ghost in it. So yeah, will it be a specific ghost? I'm not entirely sure, but I think she can see ghosts. Not entirely sure, but anyway, that will be, if I determine that it fits, I'll read this one. If not, I might read Soul Searching or Good Spirits, because those both have like the male love interest is a ghost, pretty sure. So that is the TBR. I'm pretty happy with it. Honestly, we've got some really good fantasy options. 3 of them I can utilize a audio version for, which is really exciting. Very happy about that. And yeah, let me know, where are you reading in the month of August? And if you've made it this far into the video, why don't you put like something to do with June? So like sand, is there a sand emoji? If there's a sand emoji, please put that. Or like Messiah, so like, I don't know, an angel or God or something like that. I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. I will be posting a Herkyed 3.0 update in a few days, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.